Thought for the day. If outside validation is your only source of nourishment, you will hunger the rest of your life.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we discuss how to be self-sourced in our validation. Have a listen.
If you are somebody who is struggling with low self-esteem, low self-worth, a low sense of self-perception, low self-image, anything to do with the symptoms of low self-esteem, naturally you're going to want to feel that sense of esteem or that sense of enoughness or value of yourself from the things outside of you. So self-esteem has a lot to do with constantly seeking validation from things outside of us. If you have higher self-esteem, you're not going to necessarily care too much if someone approves of you or validates who you are or what you're doing, because you're getting that from yourself. So if you're struggling to validate yourself and you're seeking validation and approval from the things outside of yourself, from people, from your work, from the things you accomplish, from the things that you do, then the first question to really is ask yourself is, am I struggling with low self-esteem? Do I have a low self-perception of myself? Do I see myself as someone who is unvaluable, not worthy, not good enough, inadequate in some way, shape, or form? And so I want to present to you the definition of validation according to me, which is seeking approval, recognition, affirmation outside of yourself that you are good, adequate, accurate, or good enough to then feel good about yourself or what you do. Do you see how this can be a game of cat and mouse? There's something that you need, which is approval and validation. And so you will bend over backwards, or you will do things that you don't want to do, or you will put yourself in situations just so you can receive that feedback from people to then feel good about yourself. And you're constantly seeking, and sometimes you get it and sometimes that you don't. But then your sense of self, the way you perceive yourself, your esteem is always fluctuating according to the validation you're getting, the approval that you're getting or you're not getting. So how do we go from stopping this vicious cycle of cat and mouse and start being self-sourced in our validation? It's really a matter of understanding that inherently, intrinsically, as a human being, every single person who's alive on this planet currently, right now, is inherently, intrinsically valuable, has value, and has worth. And the reason for this is that we live in a needs-based society. Everyone has needs, right? And if you meet a need that someone else has, then what you have is considered valuable. And then that person will give you money or give you whatever in exchange for the need that you can provide for them, that fulfills a need that they have, that meets a need that they have. And automatically you have value for that person, and they'll give you XYZ, in this case, money, approval, validation, love, acceptance, whatever. And so if you look at it as that model, is that everyone inherently has something that only you have and that you can give to somebody else who has a need for it. So you start validating yourself for who you are and what you're naturally good at, and something that's truly just intrinsically part of you, and something that you've worked really, really hard or put a lot of time and effort into developing. And you start to recognize yourself, start to validate yourself. And what you're really seeking is your own validation and approval through other people. You're using other people as mirrors to get what you want, and cut the middleman out. Just give yourself what you want. Validate and approve of yourself. And this might feel so out of left field and very uncomfortable and not normal. But when you start to make that not normal normal and start to validate yourself, and instead of be critical, because if you're not validating yourself, you're being critical of yourself, right? So if you start to validate yourself and give yourself that stamp of approval that you're looking from other people, first of all, you're going to be more likely to receive that from other people, but you're going to start to feel good about yourself and the things that you do and the things that you create.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.